Hey the freaking awesome people, Winny here from Mind Now, and welcome to Inspirational Minds, where we break down channels, interview people to gain their perspective on how you can unlock your fullest potential and monetize your value. In this video, I'm going to be interviewing someone whose goal is very similar to mine, and he makes absolutely amazing videos, so don't mind checking out his channel in the description. But before you go there, your questions concerning self-confidence, overcoming overthinking, what to do when you have too many passions, and so many questions concerning unlocking your fullest potential, Dev from Happy Facts Lifestyle will be answering exactly those. One last thing, it wasn't a one-on-one interview because he's extremely busy, so instead he sent me audio files answering those questions. Alright, let's go.
Hey Winnie, hope you're good. Thanks for giving me this massive opportunity to be on your channel. I really appreciate it and love everything that you've done. I've been following you for a while now and I think your work channel is absolutely awesome and everything that you do is just superb. For the viewers, I just want to say, if you don't know me, I'm Dev from Happy Facts Lifestyle, a channel where we look to empower you and help you grow to be the best version of you that you can be. I want you to be able to show the world just how amazing you are, and frankly speaking, I think everyone has a gift to show to the world, so I'm hoping that if you follow my channel, you will get something out of it to help you grow and be the best version of yourself. For those interested in the channel, please check it out. I'm sure Winnie will send you a link in the description or probably in the video itself as well. So thanks for checking us out and hopefully you'll enjoy the interview. Right, the questions. Right, this is a great question. In all honesty, I don't think there's any one particular way to be self-confident, and it also depends on your motivation as to where you want to gain your confidence. Firstly, if you want to gain confidence in a particular skill, then the thing is, the best way to build confidence in that skill is, in my opinion, just try and keep practicing all the time. Don't stop daily as part of your routine. You just do what you want to do, what skill you're looking to build. Do it regularly, do it routinely, and keep doing it. At first you might be bad, you may need a lot of improvement, but over time you will grow, you will get better, and you'll see improvements there. And as you get better, and you know that you're improving, you will ultimately be more confident in yourself as a result. The other aspect of self-confidence I think is more holistic, which is basically what my video covers on my channel. In this respect, basically you want to build all areas of confidence, so that you want to work on in terms of building how you communicate with people, maybe do some meditation to help calm your mind and relax. Also make sure you eat properly and also do exercise. Again, these all have an impact on you directly. For example, let's just take exercise for a moment. If you exercise on a daily basis, there's two things happening there. Firstly, obviously you're going to get fitter, meaning you feel better about yourself in terms of how you use your energy and how the energy that you have to use throughout the course of a day. The other aspect about it is, for example, you will also get a better body image of yourself, because as you get fitter, you're going to get healthier, and therefore you're going to have more confidence in how you look. But possibly the most important effect of doing exercise on a daily basis is actually the effect that it has in your mind chemically, because you have a dopamine boost, which means that you basically get a small boost of happiness and you feel happier about yourself. The chemical balances of dopamine in your mind are critical to self-confidence and also happiness in your life. So I would also say, exercise, diet, all of these things. Take a holistic approach to build self-confidence. It's not just one particular skill that you want to build, but rather you want to have confidence in yourself in all walks of life. From my perspective, I think you need to find a purpose in your life. You need to understand what you want to do in life. For me, let me use myself as an example here. For me, basically, when I started this channel, the sole motivation I had for myself was actually to grow. I wanted to self-improve, learn new skills, do something new, and also look to meet new people. A way to do that was YouTube, and also actually learning to create and edit videos myself. For example, all of the content I make on my channel is also stuff that I practice myself. It's not just that I'm giving information to people to help them, but I'm also practicing and learning as I'm going along on this journey with all of you. And the thing is, as I'm doing this, not only am I growing myself and I'm learning new skills such as video editing, I'm also posting them online, and then what I've found from that is that I'm actually impacting other people. Now, I'm going to use a specific example that's not related to my YouTube channel specifically, but basically I'm an active member of Reddit. And one of the things that I came across recently was someone had actually posted something online which they wanted to answer. Basically, they were looking to build themselves and grow themselves. And I answered the post, I responded back to them, and then afterwards, following up on that, I just thought it might be of interest to them to mention that I also do have this YouTube channel, which is related to what they were asking about. If they're interested, just check it out and see what they think. Now, that was great. They checked it out, and within a few days, I just had a response back, actually, the other day. And they said, ultimately, a lot of what I've been saying has helped them, which is great. I mean, that's fundamentally at the core of what I want to do. But then they also said that they also wanted my opinion and also asked me for ideas and opinions on how they might improve in other areas. Now, I don't want to go into the detail because I want to keep their privacy focused within this one personal message. But at the same time, what I got out of this was that not only did they actually watch my videos, but they respected the opinions that I had. Now, in terms of finding my purpose, that means, for me, that's fundamental, because ultimately it means that no longer am I just responsible for my own growth, but now I have a responsibility to help others and support them. And ultimately, I think my purpose in life is to try and give to others as much as I can, and try and support and help others to grow themselves. Now, this might be based on my day-to-day job, which I currently do, or it might be doing this, the YouTube channel, and obviously helping people through my videos. But fundamentally, I think the core of what I want to do and my purpose in life is to try and support and help others. So I felt a great responsibility to this person who respected my opinions, and therefore what I did was actually respond back with quite a lengthy post explaining this. And I actually put behind and put back a personal goal that I had for the day, which was ultimately posting my latest video, so that I could respond to this person. Because if I'm going to give this person advice, then I better be giving the best advice that I can. That's my purpose, and I think ultimately it's a passion of mine too. So if people want to find their purpose, find out what's important to you, find out what your passion is, and then start following up on that and growing in that area. What you'll soon find is as you're getting responses from the outside world to you, you will find that you'll end up finding what your personal purpose is and what you think you want to do in this life, and keep exploring that further and further until you actually decide, yes, this is the path I want to take, and then start working your way towards being successful in that path. Now, there's a couple of ways to look at this. If you're talking about from a passion perspective, which one do you pick in terms of to follow your interest? I would say the one that's most important to you, the one that you feel is most integral towards who you are as an individual. Follow that path and keep finding new avenues to find and explore in that journey. The other aspect of this is maybe actually also explore the possibilities as to which of your interests and which of your passions can potentially lead to a career for you. For example, if we take, let's take myself actually. So I have a lot of interests. I enjoy sports, specifically football or soccer for our American viewers. I enjoy video games, for example. I enjoy movies, and I obviously enjoy the things that I'm doing on YouTube. Now, of all of those things, I'm aware that while I have an interest in all of these different topics, the one that I want to pursue, the one that I feel that I may be able to give the most in, is the actual idea of being able to support others, being able to help others, and obviously grow myself as an individual. While I could follow my other passions, and I may do in the future as side projects, for the moment I'm focused on this one area, and I'm going to keep going down that path for as long as I have a passion for it. I think it's a journey from start to finish. We all have our passions and our interests, but ultimately, as I said, when I was trying to find my purpose, one of the things I came out of my own self-growth is that I feel responsible for others, helping others when they have and come to me for advice. Now, my purpose is, I feel that it's vital that people help each other in life, and we provide that either through products, through services, or we provide that just as friends or family. Basically, what you want to do is you want to support others, because supporting others gives you value in this world, in their eyes and also in your own. For example, if I'm supporting someone and I see that I've helped them and they reciprocate those feelings in terms of they let me know that they appreciate the work and effort I've put in towards helping them, then frankly speaking, I'm going to get my rewards and benefits from that. It might just be feeling good, or it might be that it could be a financial reward if I was actually providing a service in that instance. You see, people will value you based on what you can give them. But also, when they value you based on what you can give them, that feeling also reciprocates back to you. And ultimately, you value yourself more because you've given something of value to someone else. We're often so hard on ourselves in terms of, what we can provide to others and in terms of how we feel about ourselves. And that's why we often feel self-confidence is lacking. However, when someone is showing you that they appreciate you and appreciate what you can give to them, that ultimately makes you feel better about yourself. So I always think if you're going to give to others, and then you will get what you want in rewards back to you. Good feelings will come back to you. So I think in terms of how did I figure out what I wanted to do, I think I've always wanted to give to others because I feel that I can be of value to others. But at the same time, I found out that on the back of that, there are rewards that I will get on that. And therefore, I will continue down this path and what my journey brings to me. Mindset is fundamental in success. There's just no denying that. Ultimately, before you start any journey, I think you need to set yourself in the correct mindset that it's going to be a positive journey firstly. You might hit failures and you might hit difficulties, but you're going to work past those and find the solutions that you need to get past them. Ultimately, mindset will either lead you to success or it will lead you to failure. There is no other way around it, because ultimately your mindset will determine what you bring in terms of success to your life. Let's take an example. My mindset is fundamental in my journey. Now, the reason for that is that, and I've achieved success in my life. YouTube, I'm still new to. However, in other aspects of my life, I consider myself a relatively successful person. However, the reason for my success is because firstly, I always looked at the positive. I've always looked at, I'm going to get to my goal. There has been no other doubt in my mind. It's ultimately, I either achieve it or I fail. If I don't achieve it, I consider it a failure. And fundamentally, I believe wholeheartedly that I will achieve my success, my goal, my vision, shall we say. The reason for that is because if you believe in that wholeheartedly, you will do whatever you think it's necessary, whatever it takes to achieve that success. You set yourself in a mindset to believe that if you hit a problem, you will get past that problem and you will reach your goal. And therefore, I think mindset is absolutely fundamental in achieving success in your life. I'll be frank, mindset is the key to achieving my goals. I mean, the rest of it I can learn, I can grow, but mindset itself is making sure I start off on the right foot, and when times get tough, I will grind, and I will hustle, and I will get through it. The point is that if you're trying to achieve a goal, usually you need a set of skills, say, for example. Through practice, through regular practice, routine practice and growth, you will eventually grow to learn that skill. You might not be good at first. That's just natural. That's the case for everybody. But ultimately, take your time, keep practicing, keep going. Eventually, you will learn the skill that you need to achieve success. However, and this is critical, if your mindset is wrong to begin with, when you hit struggles, when you hit difficulties in that path, in that journey, in learning those new skills, you're going to have a lot of difficulty in continuing through to the end. The reason being is as you hit difficulty, your mind naturally starts becoming a self-defense mechanism for you to stop. The mind itself is always trying to preserve and contain you. The reason being is that traditionally that would have been your instinct to survive in the wild. But today, we don't need that much protection. We don't need that much support. We just need to make sure that we're focused on achieving our goal. So mindset is absolutely critical, because if you stop, your natural instincts to survive will stop you from continuing. You cannot stop. You have to persevere. You have to get through the difficulties, and you will eventually learn your skills to become a success. In terms of goals, I think ultimately you have to break it down. So you have your overall vision. Let's say you want to be a billionaire. You have to have a vision of your eventual goal, your eventual success, and how you see yourself living in that moment. Ultimately, let's say you do want to become a billionaire. You can't just have a dream and start acting. There's nothing to do. There's no actions to take at first. What you need to do is figure out the strategy of how you're going to achieve that goal. So in this respect, it might be break it down into step-by-step plans as to what you're going to do to achieve your goal. First of all, on a monetary perspective, let's just say it might be for the next month, I'm planning to make $1,000. And then within 6 months, I hope to make 50,000. And then in the course of a year, it might be 100,000 and so on. You keep building incrementally. Now, how you do that, you still have to plan out the strategy, but this is just a high level idea. From there, what you want to do, you set your high level goals, your high level targets to achieve your eventual vision. You need to break it down further. Keep breaking it down, because what you want is ultimately daily chunk tasks that you can do in a day-to-day basis. Doing that will help you keep focused on what you want to do and what you need to achieve each day, but at the same time it will incrementally keep building up towards your bigger goals. So eventually, let's say on a day-to-day basis, I want to build my $1,000 for this month. The way I'm going to do that is get a part-time job. Therefore, I have to go to my job there on a daily basis, because I may not earn that if I'm not there. And ultimately, I'm going to build it up, earn my salary, and get $1,000. After the course of a month or two, I might move up and try and look to get a promotion, or I might look for another job where I can progress further and look to earn more, which will help me reach my $50,000 goal. And then at the end of it, I'll keep progressing down a similar path to reach my 100,000 and so on. Again, I'm not delving into the specifics, which you will need to as part of your plan, but fundamentally you need to understand that break it down into bite-sized chunks, because this will help you set your targets on how to achieve your goals. Have the vision, break it down, and keep breaking it down until it's a day-to-day task that you can accomplish each day. The other thing about this is I would also recommend writing down your tasks. Now, the reason for writing down the tasks themselves is because when you write down a task, firstly, you're making yourself ultimately more responsible on completing that task the next day. I would also write them down on the evening before, for example, before you go to bed. And also, you also give yourself a small dopamine boost, giving yourself a small reward as a result, when you then cross off that task and say that it's been completed. That's fundamental, because you need the minor rewards for every little achievement that you make. Because of the micro tasks that you set for yourself, you need to complete all of them to achieve your macro vision. In terms of personal advice, ultimately, if you want success in life, follow the tips I've said above, I think. Find your purpose, find a vision that you want to achieve. Make sure you're in the fundamental, and this is fundamental, make sure you're in the correct mindset to achieve those targets. You have to persevere through the good times and bad. Break down your tasks or your strategy in order to achieve your targets. And then also you have to work towards them on a daily basis. Motivation, for example, to keep going through, do your daily tasks to incrementally grow towards your bigger goals. Finally, and fundamentally, this is probably the most important thing after mindset, and that is you have to take action. It doesn't matter what stage you're at. If you have a goal and you have a vision that you want to accomplish, start acting, start doing stuff, start taking action towards achieving that success. Because if you don't take action, you're going to be sat where you are, and then 6 months down the line, you're going to look at yourself and you're going to think, I never took action, I have achieved nothing in this period. And you will continue on that cycle, and you will soon come to regret it, because you're losing time, and it's precious time. We don't have a long life. So you're losing time. Make sure you get started. Start taking action. I don't actually have favorites in terms of books, personally. I read a number of books, and frankly speaking, all of them give me value in some way or another. I'm actually reading Tony Robbins' Awakening the Giant Within, which is a brilliant book at the moment, and I love Tony, so his work is amazing. He's influenced my life and obviously millions of others around the world. He's just an astonishing individual. In terms of the one that I would say maybe had a major impact in terms of my mindset, though, is The Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. It's a book based on samurai lifestyle and in terms of discipline and instilling philosophy within you. It's a fantastic book. Not only can it influence your life in terms of a personal perspective, but also business. Many people who are within business or are entrepreneurs, for example, I've often read this book and have used it as the fundamental basis of how they build their businesses. And it can impact all walks of life. It doesn't have to be focused on one area. It's very much a philosophy and an idea, and it's very much focused on building the correct mindset to succeed. Again, there's no specific book that I'm going to mention here that I think, has any value as opposed to others. But in terms of productivity, one of the books I've been actually reading lately is the 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, who's a very successful entrepreneur himself, and he talks a lot about making the most efficient use of your time. Use your resources to your benefit and basically maximize your time to gain maximum results. Now, in terms of the book itself, I'm about 2/3 of the way through now. The book itself is fascinating. At times it's really interesting. At times I feel it's less applicable to me personally. But at the same time, the fundamental principles within the book are applicable to all entrepreneurs. And the other thing about the book is that it's also encouraging you to not only take practical advice that they have within the book, but also find a great balance between your work and your life. Because ultimately, if you're working all the time and don't live a life that you want to live, then fundamentally, you're going to be disappointed, you're going to be unhappy, and frankly speaking, probably end up in depression if you're not careful. So finding a work-life balance, making the most efficient and maximizing your time and resources in terms of practicality, the 4-Hour Work Week is a fantastic book. I think I'm going to go with, he's written a number of books, but Tony Robbins in general, I'd say read any of his books. Because in terms of psychology, and specifically more importantly your mindset, he's just a fantastic person. I mean, you don't have to read his books if you're not interested, but watch his content. It's all over YouTube. It's all over. It's hard to ignore the guy. It's hard to miss him. So, frankly speaking, go into YouTube, type his name, find out a little bit about him, and listen to him because he comes up with some of the best advice I can imagine anyone can give. In terms of both mindset and psychology, and also helping you towards productively helping you towards achieving your goals. The book that has influenced my life the most is, hands down, the Bhagavad Gita, which is a Hindu scripture that's part of the great epic, the Mahabharata, which is all about warring cousins who are basically fighting over a kingdom. Now, this is one chapter from the epic where God reveals himself to one of the warriors on the battlefield, and it summarizes the core fundamental teachings of Hinduism and a lot of dharmic religions into one core text. Now, the reason why it's so important to me personally is because, firstly, I come from a Hindu family myself and believe in a lot of the teachings of Hinduism. But also, fundamentally, it teaches you to be a good person, give to others, and also live your life fulfilling your responsibilities, your duties, and living to your values. What's important to you? I've already done a video in terms of values, so if you haven't checked that out, it might be worth checking that out in terms of learning my perspective on that. But fundamentally, I think the Bhagavad Gita is an important read for anyone out there. I mean, you don't have to be a Hindu to read it. And in terms of philosophy and ideas, I can't think of a better text that's impacted me personally. Now, the one thing I will say about it, it's not a simple read. It is very complicated, it is complex, and at times even contradictory to itself. So if you're going to read it, go in with an open mind, and secondly, you may want to research online as you're reading passages of the text to get a greater understanding of them, looking at what others have said about those particular areas. So I believe that's it. I just want to say a massive thank you again, Winny, for giving me this opportunity to be on your channel. Keep up the amazing work that you're doing because, frankly speaking, the internet could always use a bit of positivity. And to all of your listeners and viewers out there, I really appreciate getting to know you a little bit. Hopefully you find the interview interesting, and if you have a chance, feel free to check out my channel. Again, it's Happy Facts Lifestyle, which Winnie will link in the description. And thank you. Speak soon.
Boom! That was the interview with Dev from Happy Facts Lifestyle. Again, I'll link his channel in the description. Do check him out because he makes awesome videos with an amazing voice. Not like this, but you get the point. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Also tell me a question that needs to be answered that Dev was not able to cover. Don't forget to check the description because that is where the powerful stuff is. Don't mind subscribing to my channel and hitting the notification bell for more entertaining Mind Now content on how you can master your mind to unlock your fullest potential and monetize your value. Remember that you are freaking awesome and that you can do it if you put your mind to it. Winny out.